He gave us a discount. She said it lightly, too lightly. Her fingers were still on her phone when she smiled at me. Not a wife's smile. Something practiced, something borrowed. I stood in the kitchen, listening to the refrigerator hum like it was trying to warn me. He said it's because we're good tenants, she added. Then she winked, not at me, at the memory. That was when my chest went quiet. Not tight, not angry. Empty. The kind of empty that comes before something collapses. I replayed the moment in my head while she talked about paint colors and curtains, the wink, the pause, the way she avoided my eyes for half a second too long. I had seen that look before, years ago, on another man's wife. I nodded, smiled back, said nothing. Inside, something ancient woke up, not rage, calculation. That night, while she slept beside me, breathing slow and unashamed, I stared at the ceiling and thought about ownership. Who owns walls? Who owns land? Who owns people who think they're smarter than everyone else? By morning, I knew one thing with terrifying clarity. The discount wasn't for us, it was for her. The landlord was young, too young to be generous, too young to be careless. I started noticing patterns. The way she dressed on rent day, the way she volunteered to handle it, the way his name appeared in her phone as maintenance. I never asked. Asking is for people who want lies. Instead, I watched. She laughed more lately, a softer laugh, one she never gave me anymore. She stayed out late with excuses that sounded rehearsed. Her body came home tired, but her eyes were alive. One evening I stood by the window as she crossed the parking lot. The landlord leaned against his car, said something. She touched his arm, not the way you touch a stranger, not the way you touch someone you're afraid of losing housing to. I felt the betrayal settle in, not like fire, but like ice water poured directly into my veins. This wasn't passion, this was leverage. She thought she was trading herself upward, trading loyalty for comfort, respect for advantage. I wondered how long she had been doing it. How many smiles were never meant for me? How many nights she came home smelling faintly of someone else's confidence? When she crawled into bed and kissed my cheek, I felt nothing. That scared me more than anger ever could. I didn't confront her. I upgraded my silence. Phone records, late-night messages deleted but not erased, calendar entries that didn't match reality. Then I did something she would never think to do. I contacted the building owner. Not the landlord, the owner. Her name came back with money behind it. Old money, quiet power, the kind that doesn't negotiate loudly. A wealthy, powerful older woman. I requested a meeting under the pretense of long-term investment interest. She invited me to lunch. She was elegant in a way that didn't need approval. Sharp eyes, calm voice. She listened like she was measuring you for something permanent. We talked about the building, about her life, about betrayal. She laughed when I mentioned the landlord. "Ah," she said, "that boy." I told her everything, not emotionally, precisely. She didn't interrupt. When I finished, she took a sip of wine and studied me like a chessboard. Then she smiled. We hit it off immediately. Some connections are forged in honesty, others in mutual understanding of consequence. By the time dessert arrived, the building was under contract. By the time coffee cooled, it was mine. I didn't tell my wife. I waited. Eviction papers are cold things, impersonal, final. I placed them on the table one evening while she was scrolling through her phone, smiling at nothing. She looked confused, then pale. "What is this?" she whispered. I leaned against the counter, calm, almost bored. "The building changed ownership," I said, effective immediately. Her eyes flicked up. And the new owner doesn't tolerate fraternization with staff. Her mouth opened, closed. I let the silence do the damage. She cried. Of course she did. Anger, denial, bargaining, all the predictable stages. She accused me of spying, of cruelty, of overreacting. I waited until she ran out of words. Then I said it. "My girlfriend owns this now." The words landed softly, like a blade slid between ribs. She packed in a panic, clothes thrown into bags, makeup smeared, pride abandoned. The landlord stopped answering her calls. By midnight, she was gone. She slept in her car that night. I watched from the balcony as she sat in the driver's seat, phone glowing, tears streaking her face. She looked smaller without walls protecting her. Days later, my daughter-in-law called. "If you want to join Thanksgiving," she shouted over the phone, "come wash the dishes." I replied, "Enjoy." I sent no explanation. When the photos went online, my villa in Switzerland, glass and snow and quiet wealth, my phone rang 71 times. I didn't answer. People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's administrative, strategic, clean. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't throw a punch. I didn't beg for loyalty. I removed myself from the equation and let gravity do the rest. She wanted discounts. She wanted advantage. She wanted to feel chosen. Now she knows what it feels like to be removed. I sit alone sometimes in rooms that echo with expensive silence and think about how easily people trade everything for a moment of perceived power. Then I stop thinking, because clarity doesn't hurt, it liberates, and I crushed the greedy shrew without ever lifting my hands.